You're watching KREX News.
Hello, and thank you for watching the KREX News Week in Review. I'm Chad Roderick. Now, first up this week, officials provided an update on the search for a man who disappeared last month at the Black Canyon of the Gunnison National Park. Investigators have been looking for Jordan Marsters ever since his family reported him missing on February 15th. Multiple agencies have worked with park rangers in using drone technology and other measures to find him. Officials are now reporting that rangers and a member of the Black Canyon Search and Rescue Team have found a body within a remote and highly technical area of the park. Authorities say the remains are believed to be those of Marsters, but efforts are underway to recover the remains for positive identification. At this point, the death is believed to be unwitnessed and is under investigation. We'll have updates as more information becomes available. And authorities are investigating a death in Mesa County after one person is shot in the stomach. Officials say it happened at about 8 p.m. on Sunday. Mesa County deputies responded to an incident in the 600 block of 32 Road. Once on scene, responders found one male with a gunshot wound. He was transported to the hospital where he later died of his injuries. The sheriff's office continues to investigate the incident, but it is currently not deemed to be a homicide. Meanwhile, a dead body was discovered in the area of Riverfront Trail and Blue Heron Lake. At about 10:30, first responders with the Grand Junction Police Department and Grand Junction Fire Department investigated reports of a deceased male. Shortly after arriving on scene, they found a victim and declared the person dead. According to a police update, a preliminary investigation does not suspect foul play at this time. We'll keep you updated as we learn more. And the City of Grand Junction held a workshop discussion on the Unhoused Resource Center at City Hall. The discussion format involved public input, then transitioned into talk about the future of the center. Alex Rivero attended the meeting and has more.
We've experienced crime, human feces on our property, vandalism.
Grand Junction residents gathered inside the City Hall auditorium Monday night, taking the podium to express their concerns about the Homeward Bound United Way Unhoused Resource Center. The meeting, organized by the Grand Junction City Council, allowed residents to speak up about their experiences and what they hope for the future of the Resource Center. Robert Arnold says although he feels safe around the Resource Center, he doesn't feel the same for his employees.
Do you feel safe in the downtown area?
I do myself as a man, but I worry about my female employees late at night when there's camps and, transients in and out.
According to the advocate for the unhoused, Eric Niederkruger, the homeless population of the city is around 2,000. The Resource Center can serve just under 100 people, making it an area heavily trafficked. The Resource Center opened at 261 Ute Avenue last year, providing a place for the unhoused to get back on their feet. The property the Resource Center is on is owned by the city. The city now planning on closing the center and replacing it with a mobility hub. Downtown resident Portia Silverberg says although the center provides good, the time to remove it has come.
Closing the Resource Center on April 15th is the right answer. In order to rebuild the downtown's brand and image,
Silverberg attended to keep City Council members in check.
I firmly believe City Council need to honor their commitment to closing it on April 15th.
The question now is, where should the Resource Center go next? Scott Aker, chair of the Mesa County Collaboration for the Unhoused, says planning is needed to find the right space.
It would start with dialogue, perhaps deeper and broader dialogue with surrounding neighborhoods and either business owners or landowners, or depending on what sites are being considered.
But for Arnold,
Who knows? What's the right answer? It's a societal issue, so what can you say? It's going to take all of our minds together.
Alex Rivero, KREX News.
And in other news, troopers with the Colorado State Patrol wrote over 1,200 tickets in school or construction zones in 2024. According to the agency, school zones and construction zones have lower speed limits, traffic calming devices, and several high visibility warning devices for drivers for good reason. Kids and roadside workers' lives are at risk. Based on CSP data, 49 of Colorado's 64 counties had at least one instance of a driver receiving a citation in either a work zone or school zone. El Paso County topped the list with 327 citations. Mesa, Garfield, and Montrose counties, as well as Delta County, did not make the top 5 in citations, but CSP is still asking drivers to be vigilant and slow down in these low-speed zones. Last week, we told you about a budget cut that will be affecting the local ranchers and food banks, but the budget will also be affecting School District 51. Kyle Kawamoto spoke with a school official and a local rancher to see how the impact will be affecting them.
The USDA counseled more than $7.5 million in the state of Colorado. And here on the western slope, School District 51 and our local ranchers are already feeling the heat.
From an adjustment standpoint, it's been difficult on school meal programs, including Mesa County School District.
Last Wednesday, the U.S. Department of Agriculture counseled $13.1 million that would help local ranchers, food banks, and school districts around the Centennial State.
The impacts that concern me the most, number one, is that our community is not benefiting from that high quality protein. Number two is that those cattle stay here in our community. The processing is done right here locally, which definitely has an economic impact.
That kind of funding helps us with managing our food costs, which are already really low.
Western Slope Now spoke with Dan Sharp, the Director of Nutritional Services for District 51. He says with this impact, this will be hurting the expansion of future projects. Dan said the district currently buys fresh beef and local produce like apples, oranges, and recently pears.
It just really hurts us with being able to expand it. From a student standpoint, they just won't notice as much of the produce that we used to get locally.
Not too long ago, School District 51 paired up with local ranchers to get local beef onto their school menu. And now with this budget cut, school officials say it's going to be difficult to adjust.
This amount is definitely a negative impact. It's disappointing. We do hope that the federal budget will make allowance for future investments in local sourcing because it's just great for the economy.
I also spoke with a local rancher from AgriWest, Janie Van Winkle. She says this situation is up in the air and where anything could happen, but there are still conversations with D51.
To be able to get particularly the protein, the ground beef into the school district. It's a win for our producers, it's a win for our community. From an economic aspect with the jobs that are created that just are right here in this community, I think that's really important.
Dan tells me 25% of that budget goes towards food for the district, and milk is a major part of that portion, along with beef and apples and other local produce. Reporting from the Grand Junction High School, Kyle Kawamoto, KREX News.
Coffee prices have spiked nationwide after an announcement of tariffs on imported goods from Mexico and Canada. Alex Rivero talked with coffee business owners and an economics professor about the tariffs and their effect on the local economy.
Just last week, our supplier told us that he is going to have to significantly raise prices, about 25%.
A 25% tariff implemented by the Trump administration on Mexico and Canada is affecting the price of imported goods here at home. Will Kuhlman, who helps manage Four Winds Coffee, says the price has doubled in the past year.
This time last year, we're double the price of where they were from a year ago.
64% of American adults consume coffee daily, drinking an estimated 146 billion cups per year. Local supplier to Four Winds Coffee, Rostiva, informed customers, saying after eating the cost and the rise of imported coffee beans, prices needed to come up. Four Winds had to make an adjustment.
We do an assessment at least twice a year to see how our profit margins are doing. So in January, we upped things a little bit. We're talking 10 cents here or there just to make up for the cost of goods, but we are going to have to do that again here soon and see how much we need to increase our prices.
Owner of Rostiva Coffee, Josiah Abshir, says prices have continued to climb.
Prices have been going up steadily for the last year. Our green coffee cost has gone up by 140%.
Rostiva coffee beans come mostly from Mexico and Guatemala. Abshir says the price increase from a year ago is significant.
For our retail, we had to raise $3 a unit. So it was $12.95 this time last year, and now it's $15.95. For wholesale accounts, it's a little different, but it's $2 a pound is what we had to raise for them. So it's dramatic.
Economics professor at Colorado Mesa University, Nathan Perry, says businesses have to make decisions based on price increases. Perry lists the pros of tariffs, saying they protect domestic products and help with the collection of tax revenue. Cons include inflation. Perry defines what a tariff is.
Tariff is a tax on an import from another country. So if you normally get something like coffee that comes from a country that now has a tariff on it, that coffee is going to have an additional tax on it.
With the price climbing, Abshir says the end result has yet to be seen.
It was just this last weekend that I notified everyone, and the price increase will take place in a week. So we're still kind of waiting to see what comes about from this, but yeah, we don't know yet.
Okay.
Alex Rivero, KREX News.
And thank you for watching the KREX News Week in Review. Tune back in every Friday for your latest updates on what's going on the Western Slope.